please don't hesitate to ask questions if they come up for you at an appropriate time. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you're wondering about, why I said, why I didn't say, or anything else that relates to what I might be teaching. So, as I say, and same for the students, for the people who are auditing, same thing. Don't hesitate to ask. I love questions. I think it's very important for students to ask questions. So I'm welcome to. I welcome you to that. So this is it Qifan? Am I correct?
Qifan.
Qifan.
Yeah.
And Qifan, could you do you have a copy that you can airdrop, or Shaobai does? Could you airdrop that Shaobai to everybody so you all can see the music and the words?
And I can actually airdrop to everyone. I can do it if you like, as well as the program, because there was one. The last singer is a different singer, so I can airdrop to everyone the changed program as well.
And also, Qifan, do you have a translation of this in English?
Yeah.
And could you bring it?
But I'm handwriting. If you can understand my handwriting.
Oh, I think I can. I know this piece.
It's a little mess.
I see. So you have it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read. And would you want to read the English?
You can read.
I want everybody to know what this is about. So this is a song called, it's probably the most famous song Schumann wrote, called Widmung, meaning dedication. And it is, he wrote this as a wedding present for his wife, for his fiancée, and Clara. And as you hear the words, you'll understand why. So I'm going to read your translation, and I may correct it if I think it needs to be corrected. You, my soul, you, my heart, you, my rapture, you, my pain. You are the world in which I live. My heaven, you are, in which I aspire.
Yeah.
Schwebe means to float, to lilt, rather than aspire. Thomas, would you translate Schwebe as aspire?
Not sure.
Okay. I would rather say float, right?
Probably yes.
Yeah. He's German, that's why I'm asking, to be sure. And you, my grave, in which I forever consign all my grief. You are repose. You are peace. You have been bestowed on me from heaven. Your love for me gives me my worth. Your eyes transfigure me in mine. You raise me lovingly above myself, my guardian angel, my better self. And then it repeats. So you can understand why he wrote this as a wedding present for his wife.
You know. Oh. I was trying to find airdrop people as well. If you want it, if it's, you know.
Would you all like to see it?
We're trying to.
I have it.
You have it. Shaobai, can you send it to people?
I have a. Okay.
Thomas, do you have it?
I'm fine.
I have it.
We're good to go.
what would you say are the emotions in this poem? How would you talk about the emotions in the poem?
I think it's like whole love, and for me it's the first part and the end of the part. It's like all the love I want to give to her, and the middle of the part I think it's more like calmly telling the story like I really love you. So I think it's kind of like a compare of these three parts. And
Okay, all right. Now, what you're giving me is something that's very serious and without much excitement. You sound like you're talking. I don't know. I'm getting either that you're talking to an older person who is not well, or you're singing it to someone that you feel maybe okay about, rather than someone that you're going to marry. That's and the look on your face looks very serious. And rather than excited, du meine Seele, du mein Herz, du meine Wonne, o du mein Schmerz, du meine Welt, in der ich lebe, mein Himmel du, daran ich schwebe, o du mein Grab, in das ich ewig meinen Kummer gab. So that's the first thing, is your change. Did you notice how my expression changed as I said those words? Do you have this translated into Chinese?
I can understand in Chinese, like.
Do you have it so you could read it to me?
No.
No?
But I can try to read for you. Maybe.
Shaobai, do you have?
No, but just translation by sight. Just
Because I would like you to read it to me, part of, at least the first part, in Chinese, with the expression of what you mean.
me.
Can I see the
Sure.
text?
Sure. Absolutely. I wanna know that when you say it in Chinese, you convince Shaobai that of what you mean.
你是我的灵魂，你是我的心，你让我兴高采烈，但是又让我痛苦。
Okay, so Shaobai, isn't that a huge difference from the way she sang it? So it seems to mean more to you when you say it in Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to sing it in German, it has to have the same expression. So say the first line again in Chinese.
你是我的灵魂，你是我的心。
Okay, say that in German.
Du meine Seele, du mein Herz.
Your face in Chinese was completely alive. When you went to German, it went a little bit. I know it's harder.
Yeah.
One more time, Chinese.
你是我的灵魂，你是我的心。Du meine Seele, du mein Herz.
Next line in Chinese.
你让我兴高采烈，但你又让我痛苦。
German.
Du meine Wonne, du meine Schmerz.
Du mein Schmerz.
Du meine Schmerz.
Not meine. It's not meine. Du
Oh,
mein.
du mein Schmerz.
Chinese. Next line.
Next line, okay. 你是我的全世界， 你让我感到我活在这个天堂上。
German.
Du meine Welt, in der ich lebe, mein Himmel, du, darin ich schwebe.
You're starting to get general again as you did this. If you say, du meine Welt, in der ich lebe.
Du meine Welt, in der ich lebe.
Lebe. Mein
Liebe.
Himmel, du.
Mein Himmel, du, darin ich schwebe.
Schwebe. That's
Schwebe.
it's a closed vowel. Darein ich schwebe. Chinese.
The next one or okay. 你让我感到像在 It's not make sense, sorry. Like 你让我感到像在坟墓。你让我感到像在坟墓，你让我永远感觉
German.
Oh, du mein Grab, in das hinab ich ewig meinen Kummer gab.
O du mein Grab, in das, sorry, in das ich ewig,
Oh, du mein Grab, in das ich ewig.
in das ich ewig meinen Kummer gab.
In das in ewig meinen Kummer gab.
Meinen
Kummer gab.
Kummer gab. You must be sure in German that the endings of the words are precise when they're M or N. You can't change them. If it's N, it has to be an N. If it's M, it has to be an M. Okay?
Okay.
So, go on now, Chinese. And Shaobai, if you want to say something to her about the Chinese, please do.
Okay. Yeah.
Du bist die Ruhe.
你回应我，你回应我，你让我感到平静，你。
Okay, German.
Du bist die Ruhe, du bist der Frieden.
Sorry. Du bist die Ruhe.
Du bist die Ruhe. Du bist der Frieden.
Right, so those are calming words. Ruhe and Frieden. So you have to color when you say du bist die Ruhe, du bist der Frieden.
Du bist die Ruhe, du bist der Frieden. 你让我感觉像在天堂之上，你。
Help her. Actually, I don't know exactly what's in Chinese. Some is in English. 你是哪一句？
Du bist der Himmel.
可以记很多词。这个是 granted 的意思。
但是你翻译成中文，它不太顺。
Yeah, tell me about the translation.
你让我感觉像在天堂之上，你让我感觉我活着，我活着。
Okay, so du bist die Ruhe, du bist der Frieden. Go ahead. Du bist vom Himmel.
Dass du mich liebst, macht mich wert.
Wert. Right.
Bekräftigt. Du hebst mich lieben.
Hebst.
Du hebst mich lieben 成为了更好的自己。My guter Geist, my bestless ich.
Mine.
Mine.
Right. You forget the final consonants because in Chinese there are no words that end with consonants, right? So I've been told.
Yes, it's just
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Good. It'll be N.
But generally, right?
Yes.
Mein guter Geist.
My guter Geist, my bestless ich.
Mein. Mein guter Geist.
Mein guter Geist, mein bestless ich.
Right. Now, have you ever done this?
I've done for word by word, but not really like stop every word and say that consonant really clear.
But what about the emotion of the phrases of the poem? Because when you said it in Chinese, there's always color in the emotions. Not the way when you sang it the first time. I didn't know what it was about. I thought it was about very sad things, or like you were basically just telling me a story that you weren't interested in. So, we're going to do it again. Blair, do me a favor, would you turn the air back on? I'm suffocating up here. Are you?
I'm cold.
You're cold.
I'm cold.
Oh, I'm usually cold. Thomas, you're cold?
Yes.
You're never cold. Oh my God. Okay, then I must be, I don't know. So, can we start it again? Now, I will not let you get by with doing du meine Seele, du mein Herz, du meine Wonne, du mein Schmerz. Remember how you put so much emotion into the Chinese. You can do the same thing in German now. So when you hear Shaobai play the opening, what do you feel?
I feel I feel the expression like throwing on me, like it's like a wave for the sea, like really coming to me.
That's not an emotion, that's a picture. Tell me about what emotion. Just let Shaobai play the first bit. Okay. So what does that bring? What does that make you feel?
I feel warm. Like,
Warm.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
And I feel like excited, and like a hug.
A hug. Is that what you a hug?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. Shaobai, what would you like to add to that in terms of words?
Excitement is kind
Excitement, exactly.
Yeah.
And it does this to me. Yada-dim-ba-dee-da-da-da-dee-da. So I want you to not be afraid to identify with what he's doing. And Schumann writes that over, he keeps playing on that theme until he gets to Du bist die Ruhe. Okay? So your eyes must stay alive, and you're talking to your beloved. You're not talking to your grandmother. Because I know in Chinese, is there a different way to talk to your grandmother in Chinese compared to your lover?
Yeah.
Right? Is there a different color
Yeah.
in the way you would say that? Right?
Yeah.
So I want to be sure that you're speaking it to your lover and not to your grandmother. That you treat with respect, and I know in China you treat your elder, you treat your grandparents with great respect, right? But this is not, respect is not the first word that comes for your lover, but excitement. You said the word hug. You said the word
Excitement.
excitement. Okay, let's try it again. That's better. That's better. I want to see how far you can go. Is the man who came with you? Is this your friend? The man who came? Is this
My boyfriend.
your boyfriend? Come up. Excellent. Come up here. Come up here.
Keep recording? Yeah. Okay. He was recording, so I don't want it to stop. Thank you.
Come up here. So, this is perfect. Thank you for coming. Okay, so if you're her boyfriend, come up on stage with her. Okay? I want, you said it now, you told me he's my boyfriend, so now you've opened a door for me to help you. So if this is your boyfriend, I want you to sing this to him and not be afraid to touch his face, to touch his shoulder, to touch his heart, anything to convey the meaning of the text. Okay? And I want you to be able to accept all of this and not be nervous.
Okay.
Okay? And I want you to not be afraid to go too far with him. So come closer to her. And you, yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay? So don't be afraid to express this to her. And look her in the eye the whole time. This is perfect. Perfect that you brought him with you. Back to the same position. Now, would you speak this to him in Chinese?
Speak the whole text?
Just that much.
It's awkward.
And I know it's going to be hard. And you have to react. You can't be like, I almost felt like you were going to say, when are you going to cook? When are we eating? In Chinese, you're going to speak that much to him.
No. 你是我的灵魂，你是我的心，你让我感到兴奋，但你也让我感到痛苦。
Shaobai, help her.
How can I help?
Oh. with the Chinese.
So, yeah, he knows that. He's just shy. It's just like, 世界，你是我的世界。
你是我的全世界，你让我感到兴奋，兴高采烈。
Okay, now. Is it harder in Chinese to do this because he really understands you? Is it harder?
Yeah, we didn't expose that much emotion in our language.
Right, I know
Yes.
that. I know that. But since this is not Chinese, this is German, and this is a romantic German Lied, we have to be universal and not be in a box. So, one more time in Chinese. Don't be afraid to touch his face, or his head, or his chest. Okay?
你是我的灵魂，你是我的心，你让我感到兴高采烈，但你同时又让我感到痛苦。你是我的全世界，你让我感到激动、兴奋。
Okay, that's already better. I feel like there's more contact. Does this make you uptight? Does this make you anxious, nervous to do this?
Not nervous, but a little bit shy.
Shy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that Schumann was being shy when he wrote this for Clara?
No.
So, you have to be able to put your own fear aside in order to be real. Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to run away? Do you want to kill me?
No.
Do you want to kill me? You can save me. Washari!
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't.
So, now we're going to do it again in German. We're going to go back to singing it. And don't be afraid to touch him. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to react. You're being very. I'm the man. I don't get excited. I don't get to. I'm waiting for dinner. Okay, I'm waiting. Are you going to make those dumplings tonight for dinner?
I was excited, actually.
Okay, but that's part of the love also. Is she a good cook?
Yeah.
Aha, okay, great. Would you be thinking about that while she's singing to you?
No, I wouldn't be thinking about that. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay? Can we go from mein guter Geist, mein besseres Ich, and then I want you two to dance. Okay? Mein guter Geist.
Mein guter Geist, mein besseres Ich.
Yeah, all over the stage.
Du meine Seele, du mein Herz, du meine Welt, du mein Schmerz, du mein Wert, in der ich lebe, mein Himmel, darin ich lebe, mein guter Geist, mein
singing.
He said he wanted to do that the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, say again?
He said he wanted to do that the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he can be your inspiration in this song, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell me what you feel has changed, if anything.
Without him, I feel like my expression is nowhere to go. But when he stand here, I feel support. I feel like I can show all my emotion to him. Like I feel all the energy come in with me. Yeah.
You feel the energy, what?
Come with me.
Come into you, the energy?
Yeah, yeah.
He was very good about that. He was very good about, at the beginning he was a little, but then he got much better as he went on and was really helping you. And I felt like he was not afraid of helping you with the emotion. So, Blair, how much time do I have?
So, some good news and bad news. The bad news is the last singer will not be joining, but the good news is I'm now extending the time. The bad news is the last singer will not be joining, but the good news is I'm extending the time, so now everyone gets longer.
The last person is Cecilia.
Yeah.
No Cecilia.
No Cecilia. I know, one of my favorite songs. But it's the good news is now we're less rushed, so we have a bit more time. And as for how much time left, 5 minutes.
Okay, so you and I should talk about having alternates who can be here.
Right. The problem is when it's just if they're not allowed to sing, then it becomes a little frustrating and a little.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I see.
This is the first year. In the past, as you know, we've sometimes gone over with no problem. This is the first year that we've been given hard stops.
Okay.
I think it's because it's the first year. Last time we were in Fluxheimer, and they let me kind of run the show, putting the chairs and everything. But now they've given us people, and with the workers, it's like a union. They're like, time to go.
Got it. Okay, so now, since we have more time, I'm going to keep pushing you. And this time I want to talk about the German, because your German needs a lot of work in terms of consonants. You seem very, very reluctant. Do you know the word Shaobai? Reluctant?
No. Okay.
Can you tell her in Chinese? Reluctant to really vibrate on consonants. So I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to repeat it.
Okay.
And I want you to do what I'm doing with the consonants. So if you taught me in Chinese a phrase, if you said, you see my dog right back there? If you taught me in Chinese, I really love your dog. He's so cute. Do that slowly in Chinese with the emotions behind it.
我真的很喜欢你的狗，它很可爱。
Shaobai, would you do the same thing with your sense of expression?
我真的很喜欢你的狗，很可爱。
You go very fast. I want it slow.
我真的很喜欢你的狗。It's kind of same.
我真的非常的喜欢你的狗，它非常非常。
So you each did it a little differently.
Yeah, we're just different.
It wasn't all the same. Interesting.
So interesting.
Okay, so du meine Seele,
Du meine Seele,
du mein Herz,
du mein Herz,
du meine Wonne,
du meine Wonne,
o du mein Schmerz,
oh du mein Schmerz,
du meine Welt, in der ich lebe.
du meine Welt,
Welt,
in der ich liebe,
ich lebe.
ich liebe.
Right, I'm leaning on the first consonant so you understand the verb, in der ich lebe. Mein Himmel, du.
Mein Himmel, du.
Himmel.
Himmel, du.
Right, putting on final consonants with color. Darein ich schwebe.
Darein ich liebe. Schwebe. Schwebe.
O du mein Grab.
O du mein Grab.
In das ich ewig.
In das ich ewig.
Meinen Kummer gab.
Meinen Kummer gab.
Du bist die Ruhe.
Du bist die Ruhe.
The German, there is an I vowel. You tend to sing I, du bist, rather than du bist die Ruhe.
Du bist die Ruhe.
Die Ruhe.
Die Ruhe.
Don't forget, don't be afraid to roll it.
Okay.
Du bist der Frieden.
Du bist der Frieden.
Du bist vom Himmel.
Du bist vom Himmel.
Mir beschieden.
Mir beschieden.
Dass du mich liebst.
Dass du mich liebst.
Macht mich mir wert.
Mach mich mir wert.
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 You want to open the vowel.
Ja.
Wert.
Wert.
Dein Blick hat mich.
Dein Blick hat.
Dein
Blick hat mich
vor mir verklärt.
Vor mir verklärt.
Du hebst mich liebend.
Du hebst mich liebend.
Über mich.
Über mich.
Mein guter Geist.
Mein guter Geist.
Mein besseres Ich.
Mein besseres Ich.
Now, can you tell how different that is from what you were doing?
I think I just rushed the consonant before, like because I want to connect the vowel for me to easier to sing. But if I add this consonant, it's more clear, but it need me more time to practice into the, yeah.
I agree, it needs more time to practice, and you maybe think that doing the consonants like this will take away from legato, but it makes the German legato. German legato is different than Italian or French legato. There, the consonants are not part of the vibration of the line, although they should be. But in German, it must be. So, Shaobai, would you just play the opening one more time? And I want you, Qifan, right?
Yeah.
To do very, 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 very exaggerated consonants.
Okay, I will try my best.
And otherwise, I'm going to have your boyfriend come. One more time. Ready, Shaobai? Okay, so you're dropping my ne. There is a syllable. Du meine, meine. You can't do meine Seele, meine. There's a rhythm there. Du meine Seele, du mein Herz. Okay? So, if I need you again.
Okay.
This time you're going to give her your back.
Okay.
Okay? On his back, you're going to give him every syllable. Du meine Seele, du mein Herz. Okay? You won't hurt him. I think he's strong man. You're still not doing each syllable. Du meine Seele, du mein Herz. Yes, that is correct. That is different. Are you a musician?
No.
No. Can you tell that's What do you feel is different?
The first time one of the hit was missing. That's how I feel.
So now, you're giving me now clarity. That's the first time you gave me all the syllables and I felt the clarity of the words. So now, I want you to be more violent on his back. Okay? You won't hurt him. I think he can handle it. Good. It's getting there. Du meine Von, du meine Von. Give me 18 V.
Du meine Wohnung, du mein Schmerz. Schmerz. Du meine Welt, in der ich lebe, mein Himmel, du, da ich schwebe.
As we go on, you're becoming nice to him. I don't want you to be nice to him. I want you to give him the articulation of the consonants. Can we do du meine Wohnung, du mein Schmerz?
Du meine Wohnung, du mein Schmerz.
One important thing in German, when you have a word beginning with a vowel, you can't connect it to the previous word with a consonant. So you can't do meine Wohnung. You can't do Wohnung, but Wohnung, du. You must make a separation with a glottal. Don't be nice to him.
Du meine Wohnung, du mein Schmerz, du meine Welt, in der ich lebe, mein Himmel, du, da ich schwebe, du mein Grab, in das hab ich ewig meinen Kunden gab.
So, can you tell me what you feel? Well, before you do, Shaobai, you tell me what you feel has changed in her.
More clear, the rhythm.
The rhythm?
Yes, because consonant is the rhythm, right? So,
And what about the German?
energy.
Energy. Anything else?
Information, more information. More information means something.
What do you think has changed?
Honestly, I just nervous of catching the consonants, but like I feel more clear of every word of and the music, the relationship between them, and I can also get like stronger of maybe some of the word I missed them before. Yeah.
Do you like this way of doing it?
Yeah.
Why?
Make me like more confident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're much more confident this way because you're not trying to be, you're not worrying, oh God, what am I, maybe I should be more like this. And also, when I asked you to bang on his back, that helped the singing immensely. What Shaobai said is very important. And it's what I would say is like, yeah, Shaobai.
Yeah, I also feel the vocal cord work better because the consonant is clear.
Explain,
Vocal cord.
explain that.
To close more.
Aha.
So
So you feel like she's engaging more vocally.
yeah. So
It's true. Time. I know, Blair. I know. Do you have any questions you want to ask me?
No, but I need to study more to understand I would review on the recording and maybe make my progress for the
Yes, and
German.
remember, a lot of what I'm trying to get you to do is not just in your head, it's also in your body. It has to do with your body. And doing this on him made you give me energy and vitality. You know the word vitality?
Yeah.
Very important.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being her
Muse.
muse. Do you,
Oh.
yeah, do you know that word?
Yes.
Please tell them what it means.
My pleasure. There's a question.
Okay, thank you.
I ask a quick question?
Can you air track?
Yes, ma'am.
You said at one point, that German legato is different than French or Italian. Can you elaborate on that?
Could you take
I'm
notes?
sorry. You said something about German legato being
That's great.
different than the French or Italian legato. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was
Um,
amazing.
I didn't
in
know to do
German,
that. So which one is you?
the consonants are part of the breath stream. The consonants are on
You're not
the
coming.
breath stream.
More so than you think in the other languages? In what way?
More like similar to English if English is sung well.
Okay.
Up to the
But
second one,
to
maybe.
give you an example, if I sing, if I were to sing to you, giunse al fine il momento che godrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio. There's Italian. If I do French, if I sing, I'm thinking of opera. Opera's coming to me more quickly than anything else. Depuis le jour où je me suis donné, toute fleurir semble ma destinée. In German, du meine Seele, du mein Herz, du meine Wonne, und du mein Schmerz. Can you feel a difference in that?
Yeah.
It disappeared before.
Can you describe the difference?
No.
Are you a singer?
Yes.
Okay, so
You're
can you
from the
sense
Syrah.
that, well, you know what?
There's a different energy. They don't interrupt the line, but in a way they do. I mean, in the sense that you're right, the Italian and French, it's much friendlier as far as how the legato is.
Much what?
Friendlier
Friendlier.
with the consonants, whereas the German, there's something more energetic about them, I suppose.
Energetic, and also a part of the
Is that your
legato.
iPad? Is that your iPad?
In Italian, many people will sing Italian
Oh,
this way. Vaga luna che in argenti. And they'll sing it, and it'll be nice line, and they can get away with not stressing consonants. And they shouldn't be stressed, but they should be clear. So in French, if I sing, Il pleure dans mon cœur comme il pleut sur la ville. You hear the clarity of the consonants, but you don't hear me leaning on them the way I would in German. So in German, if I sing, do you sing Achifus?
No.
No, speaking to her. Is there an aria you sing in German?
I'm a lyric mezzo, so there's not a lot of
Ah,
arias that I sing in German. I used to sing composer.
Sorry?
I used to sing the composer.
Strauss.
The composer. Seien wir wieder gut, ich sehe jetzt alles. Notice the articulation. Ich sehe jetzt alles mit anderen Augen. Very different from what I did in Italian or French.
Yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense.
You know, as we go on and you hear two other people sing, don't hesitate to speak and ask me about it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be happy to talk about it more, because I deal with this every day.
Well, because I'm also a teacher and a coach, and it's always interesting to try to find the language to explain the difference. And so thank you. Because I always talk about French and Italian legato. You sing all languages legato, but to discuss German as being different was interesting. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi.
You are the September lady.
September.
Are you singing September?
Allerseelen?
Oh.
So I'm the May lady.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The main lady, exactly.
I'm so
Lady.
sorry.
Okay.
Let me just. Is this is yours?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. You're Allerseelen lady.
Yes.
Sorry. The woman. Who was going to
Does it
sing
say
it?
September?
Huh?
We've had so many changes. But it should say Allerseelen at this point.
Yeah, it does say Allerseelen.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry. I was so looking forward to September.
Okay,
But
it's one of
I
his
love
favorite
Allerseelen
songs, yes, it's what
just
I
as
know.
much.
Yeah.
So, you are Marieke?
Marieke, yes.
Is that Dutch?
Yeah, I'm half Dutch, but I'm from South Africa. So
You're from where?
South Africa.
South
Okay,
Africa.
So my mom is Dutch, my father is Afrikaans. But
So you speak Afrikaans also?
yes,
Ah,
yes.
okay, great.
She did a wonderful song in South African art song for us last night. It was beautiful. I had never heard a South African art song, so I was just like, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know my friend, the pianist Anton Nell, who's from South Africa?
Sounds familiar, yes.
Wonderful pianist, great guy. Anyway, so Marieke, would you read this in English for people?
Sure, sure. I'll just
You have it from memory?
yeah.
Oh,
I'll try
great.
it. Okay. So
Tell them the title,
the title.
and the meaning behind
Yes.
the title.
Okay, the title is Allerseelen, which means All Souls, which is like for All Souls Day, which is in May. And
No, it's not.
it's not.
No, All Souls Day is in November.
Right, it's we don't have that in where I come
Right.
from, so I
Right.
always get confused.
In Catholic, in the Catholic liturgy, in the Catholic calendar, All Souls Day is November 2. It's when
Yes.
all the people who have died are remembered. But you
Keep
do say
singing about
Wie
May.
Eis in Mai, but that's that doesn't relate to that.
No. It's assuming it's a personal meaning for the all.
Right, it's personal between these two people.
Yes.
So everyone, you'll now get a translation.
Okay. Set on the table, the fragrant mignonettes. That's the English translation of Geseden. It's a flower, type of flower. The last.
Do me a favor. Would you be sure to let your
Sure,
voice
I
reach
will
all the way back?
project. Okay, set on the table, the fragrant mignonettes. It's a type of flower. The last red asters, bring them here. And let us once more speak of love as once in May. Give me your hand that I may secretly squeeze it. And if someone notices, it doesn't matter to me. Give me but one of your sweet glances as once in May.
Take your time
Okay.
between the verses. Take your time.
Okay.
So because they don't always relate.
Yes.
They have
Different
separation.
thoughts. Yes. Last verse. It blooms and fragrances over every grave. Once every year, the dead are free. Come to my heart, that we may be once more together, as once in May.
So, do you think this is a person who has died or a relationship which has died? And if you're not sure, give yourself a chance.
I mean, personally, I think it has, every person can learn from it and interpret it in different ways.
Every person what?
Every person, like listener, singer, can take, a different interpretation from the song. I mean, what really drew me to this was my husband there. We were actually long distance for a year and a half, and it was really hard for me. And he came and visited me in May, and I don't know, the song just became really personal to me, because I, understand that feeling of being apart from someone that you love. But of course, given the setting, All Souls Day, it definitely can mean being separated from a loved one. And there's also the, you don't know if it's the person who has passed, who's the speaker or the narrator in this, or the person who is still alive, because it can go both ways. So there are a lot of ways to look at this piece.
So as the person who is going to now communicate this and sing it, don't leave the understanding to us. You decide what we're supposed to understand. You make the decision. Whatever it is, even if it's something different than what I'm saying or yours, or we've intimated, you decide how the audience is supposed to receive this in any song you sing. to vibrate on consonants. You're very good about that because did you study German also when you were younger?
Not when I was young, but I did in college. Yes.
Because obviously Afrikaans is related to German.
Yes.
So you're would you tell them maybe a few sentences in Afrikaans so they can hear it?
Yeah.
Maybe tell us what you did today when you woke up.
Toe ek vanmôre opgestaan het ek ontbyt geëet en ek het werk toe gegaan. En opgewarm vir hierdie meesterklas vandag.
Okay, so you guys can hear that is related more to German English than it is to French Italian, the language itself. So when she's singing, she has a connection to the consonants that I wish Qifan were here to hear that. She'd have to leave. Well, I would love for her to have heard that connection of consonants. So, good. So now, you're giving away the ending of the song at the beginning. You're starting out. Your emotion is very deep and kind of sad at the beginning. So the opening of the piano maybe has some melancholy in it, but it's not sad.
Yeah.
Shaobai, would you start it in E flat minor? No, in E flat minor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Would you start with? So you're going to start on G flat.
Oh, you mean?
You're going to start it in a minor key. Just
this one?
G flat.
Oh, G flat. Okay. Oh, G flat. Oh, okay. It's kind of.
So what I was trying to get you to do is this, because this is more like what she's giving us at the beginning. Is this. Staccati.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know how to deal with you in this idea.
He talks very fast. Oh my God. Shaobai, slow down. I'm an old man.
Okay.
Okay. So, can you give us the feeling of that introduction? And you're basically just saying, stell auf den Tisch die duftenden Reseden. Die letzten is an important word there. Die letzten roten Astern trag herbei. Und lass uns wieder von der Liebe reden. So there's nothing there that yet says anything about death.
Yes.
Okay, so be careful that you don't telegraph what's coming in the song. And also when you do gib mir nur einen deiner süßen Blicke. So you're modifying süßen because you're trying to find the color in your head. Could you really sing süße in a pianissimo, but really just keep the vowel when you get there?
Yeah, sure.
So if I do this in at least once in every class. Have you ever played charades?
Yes.
Do you like charades?
I'm terrible at it.
Well, I think you're better than you think. Would you charade the meaning of these words? So you could do stell auf den Tisch die Duft Dann Reseden.
Stell auf den Tisch die duftenden Reseden, die letzten roten Rasten trage bei und lass uns wieder von der Liebe reden, wie einst im Mai. Gib mir die Hand, dass ich sie heimlich drücke, und wenn man sieht, mir ist es einerlei, gib mir nur einen, deine süßen Blicke, wie einst im Mai.
Very good. So you connect really, really, really well with the words, and you're really good at the charading, which also manifests in your sound and in your face what you're singing about, which you didn't do the first letter. Can you feel a different connection to the poem as you're doing this, or did you think of it just as a game?
I felt like it was more speech-like.
This
No.
time.
Yes, it was more informal. It wasn't so, I'm telling a story more than singing.
More than singing. Is that what you just said?
Yes, it's one of those things where, like, when you think less of singing, you actually sound better.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
If you, I always tell singers, put your technique on automatic pilot. What remains, and what doesn't, you go back and work on tomorrow when you go to practice. But don't check, don't monitor anything. And even Zeus was much, much better, and you're very good at, because it's so interesting, you really connect with the meaning of the words, not just with the sound. Many people who don't know the language as well as you do can't do this exercise easily. They find it more difficult because they're not connecting. You are connecting very much to the words. So now when you take away the charade, can you still be as expressive as you were being?
Let's see.
So we're going to go on for the interlude. Wie einst im Mai. We're going to go on. Bum, bidum.
Es blüht und duftet heut auf jeden Grabe. Ein Tag im Jahr ist ja den Toten frei. Kann an ein Herz, das ich nicht
Let's go back. You have to check the endings. Sometimes you're doing dative when it's accusative. So stell auf den Tisch die duftenden Reseden, and then here when you do es blüht und duftet heut auf jedem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then one quite full voiced. So by the time you get to Kommen mein Herz, you're not going to be able to really make a climax up there because you've already given me so much. Es blüht und duftet heut auf jedem Grabe ein Tag. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So that also, even at the beginning, experiment with singing less than full voice, and which you actually did that really well when you were charading. The colors came rather than, now I'm going to show you the scope of my voice. Here's the scope of my voice. And I'm going to give it to you all the time. Give it to us on Kommen mein Herz, dass ich dich wieder habe. There, for sure. So, let's go back to Es blüht und duftet. Go back to your charading. And it can be, or I'm going to add something to it. Could you charade for 3 5-year-old kids that you're babysitting?
Yes.
Sorry, you're already singing full voice. You are already singing full voice. Es blüht und duftet. Strauss wrote that rest?
Because it's so personal. They're like in the moment, so much so that they're forgetting that it was once in May. It feels like right now.
Okay, that's a possibility. So if you say, komm an mein Herz, dass ich dich wieder habe, wie einst im Mai, because I think that the rest means that the person is no longer there, no longer around. And so you think, komm an mein Herz, dass ich dich wieder habe, but that's not possible. It's just not possible. But wie einst im Mai, and then you repeat it. So you're already getting more intimate than you were before, but I still feel that this wild filly, this wild horse wants to come running out of the barn and let my voice out. Give me, in other words, save it. And even when you get to Das ich dich wieder habe, it's not an operatic opening. It's because he can't possibly give you what you're giving him. Otherwise, he would have to really bang the hell out of it to give you the support that you're. Und duftet and und duftet. You could double und duftet heute. Oh, I'm. Like, and there's one back there. he's probably ready to throw stones.
Sorry, in my language it's all D, so
It's okay.
it's
I'm
hard.
teasing. I'm teasing. But it's very important that the endings. Do you have endings in Afrikaans?
No, we only have D. That's why it's like we have so many like same words, but we only have D, so it always the cases
in
are.
the adjective, if you were saying long time, for a long time, how would you say that in Afrikaans?
An adjective?
The whole sentence. For a long time.
Exactly like in English.
Sorry?
For a long time. It's like exactly like the English.
Uh-huh.
We do have long words. We don't have cases.
That's
Yeah,
why.
We don't
Okay.
have cases.
So you have to be sure that you don't substitute M for N and N for M. Because I remember when I lived in Germany, friends in the opera house would stop me mid-sentence and say, Nein, es ist nicht langen, es ist langem. And so I love that. I'd say, okay. Correct me if I make a mistake like that.
Yes.
So it's embedded into my head. Can we go from the interlude? This is before Es blüht und duftet.
Es blüht und duftet heut auf jedem Grabe. Ein Tag im Jahr ist ja den Toten frei. Komm an mein Herz, das ich dich mehr habe. Wie einst im
Shaobai, sorry, let me interrupt you there. You're getting it. You're getting it, and you even fixed a few of the endings. One or two were not still not right. But the portamento he writes, Wie einst. Don't be afraid of all the notes in between in that portamento. And as you come down, you can use the consonant. Einst im. So that it's not just, I feel like you're almost embarrassed by the portamento, rather than really doing it all the way.
Okay.
What do you think happens in the poem while he plays the interlude before the second Wie einst?
Should I play once?
I think it's more reflective, like that time-space positioning, like the person is really like more distancing themselves.
More
from-
distancing.
Yeah. Like they're realizing this is very much in the past.
Could you do the opposite and
Okay.
rather than distance, bring the person in more closely as if he were alive? You want him to be alive.
Okay.
And receive him with your eyes. I think much of what you're doing in this song plays on the sad part of it, and there's also some melancholy in this. It's not just sad. The variations of emotion can be when you say, "Gib mir die Hand, dass ich sie heimlich drücke." Und wenn man's sieht, mir ist es einerlei. Gib mir nur einen deiner süßen Blicke. einst in my, because you say it again, wie einst in my. So think about the piece is not in a minor key. There are places where he goes into a minor key, but it's not basically in a minor key, and at the end, it's not in a minor key. So it's not where we see the coffin there, and that you're leaning over the coffin. Can we do one? I want you to take even, don't sing after the rest until
More
I
time.
let you.
Okay. I'll
Same
look.
place?
Don't spit, don't fall.
Es blüht und duftet heut auf jedem Grabe. Ein Tag im Jahr ist ja den Toten frei. Komm an mein Herz, das ist es wieder.
Bring him into you. So are you aware, Marieke, how different that was? And how touching that was? I don't think you are. I don't think you're yet, you did it so well. I thought, whoa, listen to her. Everything about it, the weight, the portamento, the way you looked and led him to play the ending. What happened for you?
Just simpler, easier. Yeah, so simple. It's the beauty in the simplicity.
Well, and also I said to you, bring him
Right.
to you,
Right.
Bring
I was
it
like
into you.
visualizing that.
because you were trying to do this before,
Yeah.
which is not what it's not what the poet wants. The poet wants, you say, komm an mein Herz, dass ich dich wieder habe,
Yeah.
wie einst in Mai. Any thoughts or any questions about this or anything I've said?
No, it all makes sense. It's really useful. Thank you.
You had a question?
Yeah, I don't know how to like bring its distances. This is chorus.
Take your time. Yes,
It's better.
take your time with it. And also, when you do da-dee, da, it responds. It responds
Yeah.
to that.
Response.
No, before that.
Oh,
Before
okay.
da-da-da.
This is okay. Then that's response.
And now ma-dee-da. Right, in the secondary voice that has to answer.
Then it's the tempo is
And
funny.
then he writes these arpeggi. If you look, sometimes the line goes all the way through. When the line doesn't go all the way through, at the very end, it means to arpeggiate this way.
Yeah.
You weren't doing that.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It means to.
Yeah, It's like
I'll show you. In other words, when the line goes between the staves, you know
like this difference, right?
right, there's a difference there. So if you do I hear the inner voice, that's the thing. And then
Wow,
take
it's
your
just like melody.
time. You're in a hurry, you speak quickly. Sorry. Now here is the way to arpeggiate this. Because the line doesn't go all the way through, so you do it. Does that answer your question?
I think so.
Take your time. Take your time. And you also took your time. You
Yeah.
took your time to be really expressive with it.
More time.
And that's what it needs. And I think what made a big difference for you was my saying, bring him to you,
Yeah.
not the other, push him away.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're trying to forget him.
No.
Because you're saying, komm an mein Herz, dass ich dich wieder habe.
Yes.
Any thoughts, any questions or thoughts on any of this?
I had one question, and it was, we talked a bit about volume and about, orchestration / piano, and I'd like to know, is that something that you sort of gauge based on, like, the how the music is written that is accompanying you, or is it more like a broader sense of, like, art song is written for a smaller setting? I'd love to know about that.
Both of those things are correct that you said. Art song is written for a smaller setting, number one. That's the first thing. So you don't have an orchestra behind you. So you don't have to worry as compared to if you were singing the 4 last songs with orchestra. Then you've got enormous amount of sound behind you. So that's one. The other is, how did you say it? The first part of what you said? Is it blah, blah, blah?
The orchestration or accompaniment, like how it's written.
Yeah. What the composer gives you in the piano is your parameter of how your dynamics should be.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the dynamics were all forte. Do you know the song? Cecilia. You know Cecilia? That starts out fortissimo.
Right.
Big thing. So wenn du es wüsstest,
Right.
that the what's in the piano part gives you your dynamics. Just like if you sing Die Nacht. Do you know Die Nacht?
Yeah.
You started?
1 second.
So, aus dem Walde tritt die Nacht. So, in fact, somebody sang that in a class I did last week somewhere, and she started out really good voice. Aus dem Walde, and the pianist is playing very gently. I said, wait a minute. You're drowning the piano out. So the question you asked is an important one. How much do I give in terms of in Die Nacht? You have to be one note. That's all the piano has. One note repeating. Boom, 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 boom. So that tells you what your dynamic should be. And the loudest dynamic in that piece is mezzo forte. Am I correct, Shaobai? Is there nothing louder than mezzo forte there?
I feel it's all piano. And
Not
piano.
even mezzo forte.
No forte, no.
Okay.
No.
So there's your answer, Marieke.
Yeah.
There's the answer to that. So in general, you're like the majority of singers. They want to show their voices. They want to feel like they can just let it rip, let the sound come flying. And you're well able to do different gradations of dynamic, especially when you did shrading. And then there were many, many colors that came because you were putting your voice on automatic pilot and trusting that it would do its thing.
Yeah.
Many singers do not. And once you go into that world of not trusting, then the audience tunes out. And you stop giving us the picture and the emotions of the poem. Anybody, not just you, anyone.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No.
Very good. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I figure since we're at flexible time for today. The portamento at the end of that song.
Sorry? What?
The portamento at the end, I had a disagreement with a colleague at work who said, no, you never portamento in German art song and in Strauss. And yet to me it's so clearly written. Are there any other examples of that? Of portamento being clearly written and used in a Strauss song or in another? I couldn't really think of one, so I couldn't come back with any sort of, but it's like, but he wrote it, it's there. No, you would never stylistic, and mostly she's right, it's a very unusual marking
Well,
in
and,
a German
and it's
art.
also the kind of portamento it is. It's not an Italian portamento that you would get in opera, but it is, you can't sing it cleanly. The eyes in my...
And yet I've heard that done because people would just, right, but it's so clearly marked. Yeah.
Well, number one, people will tell you all sorts of things. There are all sorts of gradations of what people know. I always say to students I work with, you want to find people who know a lot about a lot. There are plenty of people who know a little bit about a lot and a lot about a little. You don't want them in your life. You want people who know a lot about a lot. And so, in this case, he writes in opera. He writes plenty of portamenti in opera. In Arabella, I can't think of a place right now, but he definitely writes them. And there are also some that are sort of implied in Salome. For instance, there are plenty of places where portamento is implied, but that's one of the rare places where he actually writes one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember when I was a student, I was playing for, do you know the woman Jenny Tourelle?
Yes.
I used to play for her master classes when I was a student. I was 19. This was in Aspen. And a woman was singing that song, and Jenny demonstrated how to sing that phrase and take a breath when she got to the bottom. And you didn't know she had taken a breath. She did the eyes, but I can't do it the way she did it. But she took a breath without you knowing she took a breath. Luckily, Marieke can do it without taking a breath, which is great. But Jenny did it and took a breath. And I remember the way that portamento sounded. So,
Yeah, okay.
what can I say?
I just wondered if that, because it is unusual, and I wondered, well, are there any other examples of that? Because I will admit it's unusual in German art song to find a portamento written, but.
Well, that one is definitely right there, blatantly in your face.
Okay.
In French music,
Now I can say that you said, but yes, we do. But you know, you listen to recordings and it's often done very differently too by different artists.
in French music, don't portamento unless it's written in.
Right.
Ellie.
Hi.
Hi.
I've been summoned. He summoned
Yes,
me.
please.
This is the. Can you send this to people?
Yeah. I also. So. That's the one song.
Shaobai, do you have it there?
Yes, I got it.
Can you send it?
It is happening
Yeah,
right now.
I
I just sent it.
Oh.
Alright. Okay.
Are Are you guys cold?
Yes.
Are people cold? Thomas, would you raise the temperature? Or even, you know what, turn off somebody, maybe Blair,
Yes.
would you turn
Yep.
off the
Yep.
air, because I think people are cold.
Okay.
I'm getting cold.
Okay. You want the translation? I didn't have time to do a.
No, I just want whatever you find on the internet.
Okay.
I think it'll be a good one,
All right.
I hope.
This is Richard Stokes,
Okay, is this one leader, the Oxford?
Oxford leader.
That's,
Yeah.
that's probably quite good. So Ellie, read it the way you want the audience to understand it.
Okay. When the silvery moon
How
gleams.
about the title?
Oh yeah, true. Okay. May night, the May night, the night in May. When the silvery moon gleams through the bushes and sheds its slumbering light on the grass, and the nightingale is fluting.
Stop. You're not showing me what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're reading it like canned peas,
Yes.
toilet paper, Ajax. You're giving me a grocery list.
Okay.
I want you to create.
We're not at Lidl. Okay. When the silvery moon gleams through the bushes and sheds its slumbering light on the grass, and the nightingale is fluting, I wander sadly from bush to bush. Covered by leaves, a pair of doves coo me to their ecstasy, but I turn away, seek darker shadows, and the lonely tear flows down. When, oh smiling vision that shines through my soul, when, like the red of dawn, shall I find you here on earth? And the lonely tear quivers more ardently down my cheek.
Okay? So your tendency is not to let the people.
Do you want me to keep this? Do you want me to read it again?
No.
Okay.
No. Is to just give us. Here's the English. Here it comes. Okay. Today I ran down the street and I saw my dog peeing on the fence, and so rather than creating the picture, always that's what I want you to do now as you sing it, is to create the picture. Put your voice on automatic pilot. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay.
What's the tempo marker?
Sorry.
What does it say?
It's slow, but it's like.
Sorry, what?
Sehr langsam.
Sehr, what is
Sehr
very
langsam,
slow,
right?
very slow.
That means very slow. And take your time, Shaobai. Take your time. And Brahms has written something here that's very, very different. He writes bum be bum be. So if Ellie were to bow that, would you do up down? Would you do bum be?
I mean, I assume I have to look at the. Yeah, that would be it.
Right? So think about that, Shaobai. Think about this. Bum be, and not this.
But it's like if it's a lower pitch has been in this string, but how can this work? Like this,
She'll show you. Would you bow that?
No, because this string is lower. The low string is here, right? High string is here.
Oh no, don't
I
worry
don't
about
think it matters in this context.
Okay.
that. Does not matter. Any violinist can play
okay.
any articulation, even if they're crossing strings. They have to be able to. Something they learn.
Oh, okay.
So I want to hear, even though it's on a pedal. Bum be. Does that make sense to you? What I'm saying?
Yes, it's tricky to do it.
Sorry, I'm really cold.
No, it's okay. I
Just trying
understand.
to create some
Sorry.
body warmth real quick.
You want
Okay.
to jump her up?
Yeah, I kind of do. A little hokey pokey, turn myself around. And that's what it's all about, folks.
I would give you my jacket, but I need it desperately.
I think we're okay.
Song, so I know how incredibly well you can sing, how slowly you can sing it. What's happening today that you seem to be rushing?
So we will try. Maybe we could.
Yeah, we can try it a little slower.
We can try it
yeah.
slower.
Yeah, I can try doing it slower.
Well, the thing is,
I think a lot of it can be chalked up, honestly, to just nervousness. It's just harder to take a good breath.
When you're cold, is it?
Well, when I'm cold and when I'm nervous, which I always am when I'm performing.
What are you nervous about?
I'm always nervous when I perform. I'm never not nervous. I'm just a nervous person in general. So, I mean, when I'm walking on the street, I'm kind of like, oh, that guy looks dangerous, and I, shimmy away. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to help her find this tempo.
Yeah.
Okay. So go with me.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Oh, yes, thank you.
So what's the difference in what I'm
just the breath is not that thing. So I may want to rush a little bit to make them safe.
To make the singer safe.
Yes.
By rushing.
Yes.
That's not going to make them safe. That's going to make them frantic too.
Oh.
Go ahead, keep going, because there is something about tempo.
Okay. Go.
Ellie, can you put your finger on it?
On what?
On what I was doing that was different.
You were not letting me speed up at all.
But I was also doing something else.
Keeping a pretty metronomic time.
I was like a train that doesn't stop.
Yeah.
I kept the tempo. The tempo just kept going like this, on which you could then feel like you were being carried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you weren't aware of that, but you weren't trying to go faster. You didn't feel, I don't think you felt frantic in, oh my God, this is so slow.
No, and interestingly, I mean, the breath is hard in this song. But even at the faster tempo, I didn't necessarily feel that it was any easier.
It's not. You're correct.
So even at the slow tempo, it requires the same amount of focus. So it's not really as taxing as one might expect.
Right. Shaobai, was there something else you wanted to say?
Oh, okay. It's a very important word for me because she said.
You gotta project.
She said a very important word to me because it's like she said it's not any better to speed up for her.
Right. But a singer who's less good a musician than Ellie is. Ellie's an excellent musician. So having still playing the violin, so she's not like a typical singer who will say to you, "Oh, move me ahead, go faster, go faster." That's a hard phrase. Just move me faster. It's not a matter of moving them faster. It's a matter of keeping the tempo always like this, like you're behind them, going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Not by going faster, but by just being absolutely not metronomic, but keeping the tempo flowing. It doesn't mean faster. Anything else that you two felt in what I was doing?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know what you're looking for, but I felt that
I am not
covered it
looking for
pretty well.
anything. I'm looking for your truth.
I mean, it just felt like what you said, like carrying.
Right. I'm carrying the tempo so that on which you can ride.
Yes.
You feel what I mean by that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So now that's one thing. Just talking about tempo and how, and you can sustain this tempo. I was amazed.
I don't want to sustain this tempo. It's so slow.
Okay, go home.
No, I won't go home.
Go home. Forget it. I don't want to ever see you again. No, because
I'll do it for you.
Wait a minute. The first time I heard you sing this song, I thought, oh, finally, a woman who can sustain this tempo, this slow tempo, which Brahms writes sehr langsam. If you write sehr langsam, that doesn't mean langsam. It means sehr langsam. So if you don't want to sustain this tempo, then become a baker.
Okay. I will sustain the tempo. I'm very bad at baking. If those are my only two options.
Then become a dog sitter, because I'm sure you could be a great dog sitter.
I definitely could.
I know.
Yeah.
I would trust you. Yes, Shaobai.
It should.
And by the way, I'm saying that to her because she knows I care deeply about her and I love her talent. And so I'm not going to let her get away with something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that this part, if it changed to another tempo, would it be a good idea?
Brahms knew how to write più mosso, or
he doesn't write anything.
Ein bisschen schneller. He didn't
Nothing.
write. He didn't write that. You can. He already is giving you the throbbing in the left hand, which will already do this, Shaobai. You don't have to go from, let's say, this tempo to this tempo.
Okay.
You don't fix problems of, let's say, slowness of tempo by just going faster. That's the easy way out. But it doesn't really, it's not the artistic way out. And I know you can do that. I've heard you sing this piece very slowly. And without taxing, you don't sound taxed when you do it. The other way is chicken.
Okay.
And that's not you.
No, I will avoid chicken.
So, now, let's go to the understanding of the poem.
Okay.
So, if you start out, wann der silberne Mond durch die Gesträuche blinkt und sein schlummerndes Licht über den Rasen streut und die Nachtigall flötet, beautiful word, flötet, wandel ich traurig von Busch zu Busch. Have you heard Crystal Ludwig sing this song?
I mean, I've listened to a lot of versions, but if I listen to hers, it's not one that I listen to a lot.
I want you to put it under your pillow and put it on repeat all night.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Because Krista, you just listen to it. And of course she sings it in the original key, which is E flat, rather than F sharp. But listen to it, because it'll give you a real sense of how to sing the long phrase and not get stuck in the middle of the phrase.
Okay.
So we're going to start it again, and this time
very slow.
You want to go home?
No.
You sure you don't want to go home? Would you do what I had Marieke do, which was to charade the words?
Yes.
Now, you're
Definitely.
charading the words for deaf people.
I'm sorry, I had to remember something Juan. You know Juan.
No, I don't know why.
Of course you know Juan.
Of course, he was my student, yes.
Yes. He always would charade the beginning as like a moon, like every single time we would do this. And it just always made me laugh. So when you say charade, I always think of that. Anyway.
Well, I don't want you to charade something that's funny because it's
No,
not funny.
I know. I can't stand him sometimes. I love him dearly, but okay. I will charade it.
Here we go. And you just keep the steadiness that you heard me do. It was totally steady. And it's not, listen, sehr langsam. Here's the tempo. That's not that sehr langsam. It's langsam.
Und sein Schumann, das
You all are getting faster. You all are getting faster. Just because you have triplets doesn't mean you can get faster. So it's Van Olesh. And you can sustain this.
Okay.
You do not have to resort to doing what many singers have to do, which is to make it into a piece that's written andante.
Okay.
Which it's not. And
one and this beat, welches wie Morgenrot durch die Seele mir strahlt, find ich auf Erden dich.
back to the tempo one. Oh, now we're putting up songs. Wow. Okay, very good. You were Blair. What did you?
I just said beautiful when it was beautiful, and so I looked at you and I went, oh, beautiful.
Because she's able to sustain these very long phrases. She doesn't think so, but I have to beat her into believing that she can, and she does.
That's beautiful.
And you don't sound
Thank you.
taxed.
No, I don't feel taxed.
So what are you complaining about?
I don't know. I feel like I sang this song a year ago for juries, and I was very taxed after it. I almost wonder if I'm just sort of still identifying with a past self who's afraid of it in a way.
Possible. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, but you just shed it right now. Because you're both young, the tendency for young people is not to sing slow pieces as slowly as they need to be sung when a composer writes sehr langsam. And so you can't bring your youth into a song that's quite mature. And so you're both able to do that. If somebody just says, come on, a couple of words. Van Olesch, lächelndes Bild, welches wie Morgenrot durch die Seele mir strahlt. Find ich auf Erden dich.
Find ich auf Erden dich.
Auf Erden. Dich. Und die einsame Träne bebt. Mir heiße. Don't be afraid of the. Mir heiße die Wang herab.
Heiße die Wang herab.
So there are places where, in the first verse also you did, what's the first word?
Wait, you mean
I got it. Wann der silberne Mond durch die Gesträuche blinkt, durch die Gesträuche.
It's that ich laut that I keep screwing up.
Durch die Gesträuche.
Gesträuche.
And it's expressive.
Yeah.
It's very expressive. Und sein schlummerndes Licht durch Schlummer. Be careful to not to go to Schlummer.
Okay.
There's no "m" in German.
Schlummerndes.
Right, it has some form of in it. Schlummerndes
Licht.
über den Rasen
Über den Rasen streut.
We talked about this. Remember in German that the sh is not the same as in English. English
No.
we say shift. A German would say shift.
Oh, so the teeth aren't like kind of streut.
Right. Streu. Right.
Okay,
You
I
got
hear
it
the difference.
exactly. You hear the difference.
Yeah.
Shaobai, do you hear the difference? Right. Blair, how much time do I have?
It is 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first time you ever give me extra time. He's always just screaming at me. Time.
I feel horrible.
Okay, so could as you did the charade, what came up for you? What happened for you?
Well, I found that there were some words that were like kind of weird to charade. Like I didn't really know how to like show all the birds.
You did the birds really well.
Yeah.
And then what you didn't do is gieret.
How do I show? That's another one I was confused about. How do I mean, the way that I've been sort of trying to paint gieret was with the rolled R.
Of course, absolutely.
So, I mean, I just never even thought about it in a physical sense. I don't know, maybe you could like...
Gieret. Ein Taubenpaar.
I think that's what I
Right,
did.
ein Taubenpaar.
Two little things.
Exactly. Don't, in other words, what you were doing is you were almost treating the charading as a game, which was going to be fun, which it can be, but it also you can really narrow yourself down to exactly what the word means, which you understand. It's not that you don't understand, but you got stumped with, what do I do with gieret? So you do gieret.
Yeah.
Gieret ein Taubenpaar. And then sein Entzücken is a great word in German. Entzücken mir vor.
Mm-hmm.
So, since Blair is giving me a little more time than usual, he's not being as nasty as he usually does. Could you start with? Can we start at? Which verse would you like to do? You want to do the first verse or the second verse?
Let's do the second verse. Yeah.
So, and as you start the triplets now, Shaobai, don't get faster. Remember the opening tempo. That could be any consonant possible.
Okay.
Rather than von.
Okay. Note taken. Von unlächelndes Bild.
The expressivity of lächelndes.
Quick question. Do you want me to do the charades again? Or are we...
No.
Okay.
I want to keep the charades to be in your head.
Okay.
Now, I want von or lächelndes.
Yes.
Lächelndes.
Lächelndes.
You don't go to you don't let your tongue do lächelndes.
Lächelndes. Okay.
I'll do one more before.
Von unlächelndes Bild, welches wie Morgenrot durch die
dich. Can you not do find ich? Could you keep it the dynamic that he's playing?
Gentle.
Ellie, you do need to work on your ich laut.
Yeah.
So that it's in the same place for every possible combination.
Yeah.
I actually have a sheet I can give you on that, which has about 50 words with all different combinations to practice the ich laut.
Oh, geez. That's some intense,
It's very intense.
intensive ich laut. Ich laut.
So when you do von welches, it
Yes.
always goes to the same place on your hard palate. Don't round your lips though. Welches.
Welches. Welches.
Right, when you're singing it, you have to be able to project it. Just give her the.
Welches.
Yes!
Okay. Von.
What consonant is that?
A questionable one.
Very.
Okay. Von.
L. Can you do von?
Von.
So just don't be afraid. Don't be cheap with the consonants.
Okay. Von lächelndes Bild, welches wie Morgenrot durch die Seele mir strahlt, find ich auf Erden dich.
Very, very good. Very good. This is going well. Und die einsame Träne, as you do, you change the vowel completely when you come into your
Okay.
middle voice.
Yes.
It's the same vowel.
Yes.
Am I crazy? Isn't it Träne?
Yes, it is. It is.
Am I correct?
You are correct.
That's the way it's written?
Yes.
So that note, you're
Yes.
singing ooh.
Yeah.
Just sing Träne.
Okay.
That vowel should be beeped.
Beeped.
Now, that still has to be coordinated with what we talked about in Italian, where your A vowel tends to get,
Beeped.
it has depth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Got it.
Can we do now? Mi, hi.
Mir heiße die
So, this is a really good song for you. It could be a really great competition song for you, because if you put it down on a competition, they're going to ask for it because they all know how damn hard it is. But because you don't find it hard, if you really connect with who you really are and stop all that fear garbage, you really can sing this song really, really well. But you have to get yourself into the right head for it, and then put your voice on automatic pilot and communicate the text, because still I still feel like you're not connecting as much as you can with the actual poem.
Mm-hmm.
That can be quite magical, and the setting, of course, is spectacular.
Yeah.
Any questions you want to ask me? Anything you want to pull at?
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have something to say about my comment. But it's interesting that, you know, I've studied the text, I know the words, and I mean, I know exactly what I'm saying, but you're right, I don't really have so much of like a connection with it, like, and I'm trying my best to convey, you know, what it means, but I feel falls short.
I'm glad you said that. There are few people in the world who, when they sing a song, I feel that they are living the song. I think some people can sing it prettily. Some people can put the icing on the cake, but not a lot of them get into the soul connection of the poem. And for instance, whom would you choose? Not for this song, but for any song. Something where you say, oh, that person really, really touched me because she, he, whatever, gave me the essence of whatever song it is.
It's cliche.
Cliche?
It's cliche, who I'm gonna say, but Callas.
Well, that's not cliche at all.
But I mean, who wouldn't say Callas?
Oh, many people who hated her. Many.
That's very true. And her, I mean, to be fair, like, she did sort of lose her voice towards the end there, so. But I in spite of, you know, any of that, she always was very, like, connected with the text.
You are totally correct. And I'm right with you on this. I can't listen to almost anyone sing the roles that she sang because they don't match. They don't get into. She lived every note, every word, every single thing. She embodied that woman that she was singing.
Yes.
It never was about her putting something on top of her.
Yeah.
She transformed her soul into the soul of that person. So you're on the right track.
There's a video on YouTube of her singing Tuke le Vanita. And you know, it's got that like 2-minute intro. And I mean, she's just...
That's where she's hanging onto the podium.
I don't know.
Yeah, you watch it. Go ahead.
But like you can see her like for the entire 2-minute intro, like she's just standing there, but like every emotion you can see is like going through.
We're on the same page for sure, and very few people could match.
Like Ellie Ameling.
In what?
Generally German things. I really like.
But wait. Let's go back a sec. Did you feel that Ellie? Oh, Ellie. Did you feel that Ellie gave you what Callas gave you on a song scale?
In some ways, yes. I mean, it's more intimate. It's a little bit like less melodramatic in a way.
For sure.
Another one I think along that vein would be perhaps, arguably, Fischer Dieskau. Because he's not, I don't know really if he's known for his acting at all, but whenever I listen to him sing and whenever I see his face, like it just seems like he really means everything he's saying. So
not just mean, but it's to live
yeah,
what they're saying.
yeah,
To actually live what they're really saying.
yeah.
One person I want you to think about, non-classical, Piaf. You don't know who she was?
No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Edith Piaf, P-I-A-F.
Okay.
I want you to go listen. Don't, and again, don't listen to her voice. You can listen to her voice. It's not going to be anything thrilling about her voice, but listen to what she's communicating underneath. Listen to her sing a song called C'est l'amour.
Okay.
Or you can certainly listen to La Vie en Rose. You can listen to anything she sang. Look at the text and listen to what
Okay.
she gives you. She's lived every song she sang.
Mhm.
I guarantee you. She may have even lived it literally. Whereas Callas never killed anybody literally. But
That we know of.
I think Piaf lived every single word of every song she ever sang. So that's an important hole in your evolution of listening to great singers. She was not a great singer, she was a great communicator.
Mhm.
And totally vulnerable. Listen to Crespin sing anything you want. Listen to Jessie sing the 4 last songs of Strauss. Jessie Norman.
Okay, yeah, I was like, Jesse last name?
How
or
many
Jesse
Jessies do
Norman?
you know?
Well, I just wasn't sure if there was like a last name Jesse. And
Oh,
that's
sorry.
who you were
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
referring
I'm sorry.
to. I love Jesse Norman.
Well, listen to her sing the 4 last songs. I think it is the best thing she ever did in her entire life, and it's the best recording of the 4 last songs for me.
There's a great video of her doing
Sorry?
Earl Koenig.
I never heard that. So
She characterizes the different characters in it just perfectly. It's like one of my favorite renditions.
well, the thing about the 4 last songs is that her voice is stunning for those 4 songs, whereas many women can get by. But Jessie just soared in those songs. But she also was very, very touching in each one of them. So I would definitely say listen to those, and with the score, look at the text. But I think the first thing you must do tonight is go listen to Edith
Oh my god.
Piaf.
Alright, I'll do it.
Listen to Piaf, but I want you to look at the words. Look them up so you can see them.
Okay.
Okay, and see the way she delineates the color of the words.
Brava.
Any other questions you want to ask?
No.
Anybody out there?
No, I don't have one this time.
Sorry, what?
No, I have no questions this time.
Anybody else have anything they want to